Well, joining us via Skype from the US state of Texas is Mansour-El-Kikhia. He's Professor of International Politics at the University of Texas at San Antonio. He's also the Libyan Ambassador to Argentina. Very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. Why are we seeing, Mr. Kikhia, a US airstrike in Libya after all of these years? Why now?
Well, they've been trying to get this character for some time now. They just haven't been able to locate him. Very, very difficult to catch people like that. And then opportunity emerged right now that they know exactly at least where he was. And they took it, which I think, in my own opinion, I think is the right move to do. This is a nasty, nasty person. He's been responsible for an awful lot of atrocities across Africa. And he would have done much more damage to many more people. So I'm glad that the world is rid of him.
And we know just what a big target he is. The French military have nicknamed him uncatchable, I believe. But he is just one man, isn't he? I mean, what would capturing one person do in the fight against these groups?
Well, one man can do a lot, a right man. And he can do a great deal and get great damage. Look at Hitler, look at Stalin, look at their history is fraught with many of these characters who are able to do many good or bad. And so the symbolism here is very, very important for Libyans. Libya right now is undergoing a tremendously difficult time dealing with these characters. Benghazi is almost half destroyed. The situation is really, really very precarious in the country. The Salafists are coming to Libya from all parts of the Middle East, and they're creating tremendous havoc in the country. And so the ability to say, well, we really can get you now. We're having a war. The war has started. We have the support of the United States and other countries. And the Libyan army has been asking for help for a long, long time, but nobody has been listening. And I think the United States has finally realized that it needs to do something. Now, whether it will continue with this or not is a different matter. But at least a first strike really might help the Libyan government overcome many of these groups right now in the country.
And how do international actors like the United States help the Libyan government, help the Libyan army when there are in fact two rival governments on the ground in Libya?
Well, here's the issue, that we have two rival governments. That is true. But one government is really supporting these groups, these terrorist groups. And I'm not telling you this because I'm a member of the legitimate government, but that's the truth. I mean, you have the government in the West. This has been financing and supporting and training these terrorist groups that have been wreaking havoc throughout the country. And unfortunately, it's like keeping a pet snake. Now this group has turned against them, and they are unable to do much even where they are. And so their only hope right now is what's happening in the East. And removing them in the East will in fact pave a way for a new Libya of removing these terrorists from the country. You really must understand, this is very, very difficult for many people to understand this. But what Libya is doing today, and what the Libyan army, with so understaffed, underarmed, is doing a great deal to combat international terrorism. The border, the fight is in Libya. Not so much even in Iraq or Syria, but is in Libya. Because if they get control of Libya, Africa is an easy target, easy prey for all of them.
Mansour-El-Kikhia, Professor of International Politics at the University of Texas, joining us from San Antonio. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you for having me.